Before we continue, I wanted to point out again where all the files are. I'm going to go to design@wayne.com, go to 3D modeling, then go to demo files and resources. Then we will go to industrial design. Yes, thank you. Roku remote base and proportions. There you find the Roku Premiere with label, JPEG from the base. I will actually send this out via email too, because I didn't put that into the previous video. In this new video here, you have the Roku remote scan. Simply right click and download it. This is also 17 megabytes, so that's too big. I put the scan onto my desktop. So let me show you now how we bring this into Fusion. Step number one, make sure, again, the units is in millimeters. Insert mesh. Here is my Roku remote scan. Open. And when bringing the mesh in, the unit type is millimeters. Click OK. To double check that this is correct, click on the measurement tool. Click on the tip, rotate around, click somewhere on the back. And then here it should be 141, 142, 140 millimeters. So we're close. That means this is to scale. This object is nice and smooth. It's actually really well designed. Also, that means it's actually pretty labor intensive with traditional industrial design surfacing methods, like making sketches and then surfaces and blend surfaces. So I will use this as an exercise to introduce you to a much faster and easier to use approach, which is a pretty modern take into how to create 3D geometry for industrial design. That is subdivision surface modeling. Kind of like what I mentioned, the type of geometry people at Pixar work with. But we will use this technology for modeling industrial design objects. Okay, so enough said. Let's go to the top view. Click Create Form. Then go to Create and Box. Make sure Layout Grid and Snap to Grid is turned on. So I want to actually make the box onto the top grid. So I click on that yellow rec plane. Center to corner is good. Whoops. Hold on. I do this one more time. There, because I want to start from there. I show the mesh now, and so this thing should be roughly 141, 42 by, so 142, press tab, and 41, 42. Looks like my mesh is a little bit off alignment-wise. Good. Click OK. Very nice. And then you get this blob. Looks like a nice turd. This now we will start adding more geometry points to, and then all these points allow me to deform how this works. So this right now is very crucial that you follow every step so that actually the end result will be exactly what you are looking for. Because the front and the back are the same, there's no point in working on each side. So I will, with the left mouse button, click and drag from the left to the right, select 1/2, and then I press delete. Whoa, okay, nope, only select those faces, press delete, and you see it actually created just 50%. So again, left mouse button, click, drag only over these cap faces, then press delete. Now we want to bring the half back. So we create actually a symmetry effect, and that is this one. This is the T-spline body. The mirroring plane is this one, and click OK. You see there's no green line, and it's the same left side. So if I select this point, or select this point, move this one up, you see on the left side it works in tandem. Perfect. Okay, very nice. So let's turn this one back on. First step, what we have to do is we have to move everything down. So I go to side view, I go to modify, go select faces, go to here, like triple click, so everything is blue. And then I move this one down a little bit. Let's say like here. Yeah, we'll have to move things afterwards a little bit anyway. Click OK. That's good. The next step, let's hide this body again. You see this is very soft, but this is more linear, and then there it's round. So I need more geometry to straighten actually these faces. To do this, let's go to Modify, Insert Edge. Then I double click this one edge, and I can move this one left or right. I move this one to there. You see on one side or the other side, press OK. Wait a minute, and then you see that the shape actually changed a little bit. Now this section is straighter. See, if I undo it or redo, you see the difference. Show this, then we're getting closer. It's not 100% really what I need. So we'll go back to Modify. We have Edge Select turned on. Go to this edge, triple click, and then I move this one till, for example, I see the edge pushing out there. So let's say like this. That's nice. Very good. Okay. Let's click OK for the moment. Let's hide this one. We can see that where my mouse is, this edge is kind of creased. This is all round, and then there and there. So the whole top edge is sharper. So we have to crease that edge. To do this, we go to Modify, Crease, and then we select this edge, this, and this edge. Click OK. So now it's nice and sharp, but it's too wide. The mesh body is still there. What we can do now is go to Modify. We're still in Edge Select, so I select this edge and this edge, this edge and this edge. Also these two. And in my first step, I will bring everything down till it seems to line up with this sharper edge on my mesh model, which looks like roughly being there. Very nice. And I have to scale everything in to rotate my view. So I can select this icon, not the diagonal, not this one, the one that's basically parallel to this edge. That's the scale tool. And you see then this way I can scale it inwards. And I scale it till it lines up with this edge. Let's see if we move this up a little bit. Does that help to fine tune? So plus minus there. Very good. Then I can click somewhere else on the white screen. You see this actually then cleared out the T-spline selection. I would like to select this edge and this edge. And here I'd only drag this one in. I don't scale them. So I line them up with this profile. And there, we're actually pretty close. Very good. Very nice. Now if we double click this edge, with this one we can all move up somewhat till there. So this looks all good. Let's go to this view. This needs to go a little bit higher, somewhere till there. For the moment, I would like to switch the mesh mode to the box or there. Okay, good. Let me explain you what this is. This is actually the actual geometry. This is the final result. And I deal with very basic faces, and the software creates super smooth surfaces for me. And if I click on this icon here in between, then I can see the result and the basic modeling geometry, which tells me these lines are a tick too high. So for the moment, I bring them down to where I would like them. We might have to adjust this afterwards anyway, like there. Very good. Okay. So now how do we touch up the base? There are two ways to do this. First, we need to improve visibility. So we could go visual style to wireframe. Now I see my mesh and I see the wireframe, which means I select this line and I go to modify. Then I select this line and this line again. Go to here, select this line and this line. Could also select these two lines. Then I go to the my point, the right view. Move these one up till I see here this outline will start lining up, plus minus there. That's good. And then I will switch my visibility back to shaded with visible edges, because now I will select this and this, move this one up, or if you're seeing it this way, you move it down. So you see I'm repositioning all these points so that actually I can dome that surface better. Now, because this is maybe a little bit tricky to see how everything is inside, and maybe you don't want to jump between the different view styles, we can also do a section view. So inspect, section analysis, turn this orange on. And which one is it? There, in my case, it's a Y and Z. Okay, that's good. So click OK. Now I can see the height here is good, but my surface bellies out too much, which means these edges have to be scaled in. So to do this, again, we go to Edit Form, click and click. Now I hold the Shift key, and then I scale those in. There, they line up really nicely now. Now I select these edges and scale them out more. Okay, so that's actually pretty close and good. I would like to do a section view differently. So section analysis, properly mispronounce it. And this time I will select the plane that runs through the remote control. So I can take a look at how this is looking right now. And there you can see that properly this edge I have to move inwards a little bit. I only see half of the model. If I click, then I only have this one edge. If I double click, I have both edges selected. You see that? And I move this one inwards to there. Very good. And it looks to me this edge, not double click in this case. Let's hide the analysis. Here I push this one out. There, turn this one back on. And in this case, double click. Can select the two. They're done. Very nice. Okay. It's still, my surface doesn't follow actually the geometry as I want to. So let's hide this, and I can select these two and push this over a little bit. My scan could also be slightly inaccurate. Yeah, maybe that's more or less what's going on there. And just leave them where they are, that's fine. So, okay. So we moved all these points around. Click OK. I turn this analysis off. I turn the mesh body off. What can I else do? Maybe to help that one issue I saw there, I will do another edge. Insert, so insert edge. Double click this one. I think it doesn't really matter which side we actually add this edge to. Okay. So now I have a little bit more points. Let's show this, and we still see this. Okay. I guess in that case then now let's try to fix this. So we will select you and you, and there, modify, ring this over. There till roughly there, and I think then to counteract the movement we did, this one I push back inwards, and then to counteract that I push this one back out a little bit. So it's kind of like 1 step forward, 2 steps backwards, 3 steps forward. Oh yeah, there we are. Very nice. So most of the stuff is done. That's pretty good. It looks actually pretty decent. Now I will go to point select, select this point here and move this one a little bit to the back. And you see I can decide or specify how this transition arcs on that surface. Now you see, woo. So roughly there. Very nice. Go to edge select, select this edge, this, and that one, and maybe move this down a little bit till this looks pretty good. My mesh model is properly also a little bit rotated. So as long as the top surface is gently domed like this, then we're all good. So why do we actually model everything this way? You saw it's very easy. Okay, now easy, it's relative because you say like, man, this is a new modeling area and this is takes a little bit of time to get used to, which is true. But once you can do that, then you see to create something that's so beautifully round, it's just a matter of a little bit of push and pull, and there we have it. The beauty of doing this is, again, we can use the sculpting techniques, character modelers for animated movies use. And inside Fusion, we can capture then organic shapes quite easily. But then every time when we say, for example, you say finish form, it converts then this polygon model into NURB surfaces. What does that mean? So do this step for as homework too. Then you can go to the arc, click and click, push this arc up. This looks pretty close. Escape, move this arc kind of like to where I want it to be. There, very nice. And I will, in my case, fill this arc. Okay, good. Then I'm in model mode. I select extrude, cut both sides. Okay. And then fillet this part, maybe 2 millimeters, no, 5 millimeters. Yeah, this is good. Okay. There. So you see we can combine the both tools, the way how Samanya Disney works and the way how an industrial designer works in Fusion. It just gives you perfect mobility between these two approaches in one program. This is everything for part one, how to sculpt this body out. And then in part two, we will go into creating the buttons. From the top, it's very easy to draw all the stuff. And from the side, you see they're slightly arced. So there I will show you how we can create all these individual details to create the buttons exactly the same way how they are inside the or on the remote control.